The views expressed on this program belong solely to the individuals featured and do not represent views of Ashiana Housing Limited. The program shares personal journeys of individuals meant to inspire but may not apply to everyone's situation. The program is for informational purposes and should not be considered a substitute for professional medical advice. It is important to note that this program is not intended to defame any individual, entity, caste, community, race, or religion, nor to disparage any institution or person, whether living or deceased. Listeners' discretion is strongly advised. When we think of retirement, we think of seniors in a particular way. And we need to change that way. This show is going to talk all about the idea of age is just a number. I'm going to get guests who have done this in the past, who have really lived a life from very, very lows to very, very highs. Welcome to a new show, Adding Zindagi To Years. Today, I want to introduce to you to a power couple who have really transformed how you look at aging. They got married at a later age, discovered different passions from starting a YouTube video to doing scuba diving, skydiving. There is no limit to what they think. They also travel India and the world. I'm very excited to introduce Mr. Ashish Vidyarthi and Mrs. Rupali. Welcome to the show. Very excited to have you both here.
Thank you very much for having
Thanks.
us.
So I just want to start straight up. You guys got married at a later age. What got you? How did you guys meet? What happened? Can you talk about a bit about it?
If you look at life, we want to do something good with our life, right? And a very key part of that is to be happy while doing whatever that we want to do. And it happened at a point of time when she was on her own, I was on my own. And I would love to have her answer that in this point, and then I'll take it up.
I have a handloom shop. I mean, a studio.
Okay.
And I have a cafe also. We are 3 partners. So I was working there. He came for vlogging in our cafe.
Oh,
So that is how we met for the first time.
well, lovely. And what made you look at a partner at this time?
That day it was nothing. He did vlogging. I just found he's a very kind person and a very down-to-earth person. And then we had a common relative who said that, why don't you give yourself a chance and talk to him? And I think similarly, she told you also. And that is how we got talking to each other. And then slowly we gave some time and then we got to know each other and went forward.
Okay. Tell me, this is more of a question. So my father remarried at the age of around 55. He took out an ad looking for somebody. It was a very clear, situation. But in your case, there was somebody in between. Was there clarity that you want a marriage or it was just a companionship? How do you go about, at that kind of a juncture to know each other better?
I realized when I was alone and I was married before. So, and he passed away. So during that time that I was alone on my own, I realized the importance of a companion in your life. So because companionship is something where you have many things to share and everyone is busy in their own lives. They give you company, but not always. There's one person of your own who you can speak to openly, So I really understood the importance of that, the value of that. And then I was open to it.
Oh, wow. Great. And what about you?
Yeah, so I've always wanted a home to come home to travel with. So as life moved me in a particular way and I found myself on my own, I was clear that I did not want to remain that way.
Okay.
I wanted to be in a marriage. So you ask for things in life. So what happens, Ankur, is that typically, we sometimes think that we should stop asking. At some age, at some point in life, you say, don't ask now. Abhi jo hai, bas kat jayegi. Jabki where what I've understood in life is that life actually is a series of amazing moments. And they happen over different years. They started at birth, then a 16, 17, 18 happened. And now in my case, say it's 59, 60, all that. But there's still going to be moments. So can I give value to each moment? So I believe that I really valued when I was 18. I valued when I was 24. I valued when I was 44. I also value now at 59. So when you want to value your life, that's when you ask for things that you really wish for yourself.
I'm glad, and asking for more, having certain expectations is a great thing.
Yeah.
Till you don't have expectations or dreams, they don't come true.
Yeah.
And now, I had another question. Did you propose to her for marriage? Like, how did it go about? Like, earlier years, arranged marriage, parents agreed
No,
on.
you ask her. So I asked her. I said I want to. So here is a very interesting thing, it lies hidden in the question itself. So a person who gets married at say 30 will not be asked these questions because there is something. It's an anomaly. It doesn't fit into that thing. How can you get married at this age? There's something. So I have experienced that people at large feel in a way pressured that this is the only way life can be from here on. All right. Whereas I have always felt that, people have different professions. People live in different areas. They'll eat different food. And their ways of bringing up their families are also so different.
Correct.
But how come? There are certain things that, ageism brings in. And they are asking you to diminish yourself continuously. Even though you want it, but no. Umar nahi hai. Diminish. So that is where, where I have always felt that even in terms of how I have repurposed my life, I've always felt that one has to work with passion, live with passion. So when I met her and we got chatting, I was very clear that I wanted someone to get married to. So once we knew a little bit about each other, got a sense of what one another was, that's when I asked her that I want to get married to you.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So...
and was it like a grand gesture, a romantic gesture, or a quiet gesture?
No, it was just
a phone call.
a phone call.
Awesome. Fantastic. And I'm sure it takes a lot of guts in different ways. Tell me, as a person, were you looking for, like when you were looking at settling at this age, were you looking at something because you've been in a marriage before? Was there something else you were looking for that person, or you knew exactly what you wanted, or is it still the same kind of emotions you go through as the first time?
The only thing is that for me, important was companionship, and I go to work. Yeah, I have a studio, as I said, Nameg. We three of us, we own it, and
seen some videos of it. Beautiful.
yeah. And when I come back home, I want to go back to a home, to a family, where you have someone of course, my mother is there, brother, sister, but then home is like, your own person. So that I understood the value, as I said, value of that. And I was looking, that was the main thing, that I have someone to talk to, that I have someone to go back to.
So emotional support of a kind.
Yes. And you feel full. Your life feels, I am that kind of person, maybe. So
I'm glad you are, because I think that's one thing which is missing. I think now it's starting, lots of conversation are happening, like my father remarried and I know what he went through, and he asked me permission for getting married and he wrote a letter to me. So I understand the challenges it kind of goes through, right? It's not an easy thing.
It's as if you want to seek permission from life.
Yeah.
That can I breathe easy? You want to seek permission from life. Kya main khush reh sakta hu? So that is the thing. That is how things are. And it's a funny thing. As you said that your father asked for permission from you. And so I'm a male. She's so I'm a male. I'm a motivational speaker. But I know how much I went against the grain by getting married again. People would have been much more okay seeing me unmarried and having live-in relationships. That would have been okay with them. That would have been okay with them. कि ठीक है यार, नहीं हुआ तो अब वो live-in में, अभी तो इस उम्र में क्या शादी करेगा? But the fact that somebody is saying that he wants to get married was like, हाँ, क्या कर रहा है यार? You know, and you know, all the other conversations around it. I mean, like people asking questions. Have you thought it through? And I had to tell them, no. Because how can I think? What all do I think through?
Yeah.
But मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि these are the notions with which we live.
Okay, fair. So, you know, what about that closer family? And, you know, what about your parents? You know, there is, those guys are your, you know, wall in a way.
Yeah.
What happened when you know, did somebody suggest you guys to get married out of this family, or you guys, you know, decided and they supported it or did not support it? I think in that kind of a situation.
My family members always wanted me to remarry. So they always wanted that if I can find someone, they would be very happy. But they did not force it on me. So with time, as I realized and I became open to it, these things happen. It was this time to happen. It's not all God's blessings. So I had no pressure, like not to do it or do it. I was encouraged from him that you should go ahead if you find someone good for you. So there was no pressure at all. So there was a lot of, after we got married, a lot of social media buzz and all happening. So it did not affect me so much because my family was with me. And they never made me feel that I'm doing something very odd or something very bad. They wanted me to. For me, it was just normal, natural.
And that's fantastic. And I've seen some of the social media comments and they can get ugly, but having the support of family, and that's one of the things I see. If there's the right support you get, you're able to take the bigger steps without listening to what the noise are. Right?
So on a funny note, my son, I was in communication with him, you know, throughout this entire thing. So when I finally told him that, Momo, I'm getting married. Yeah. He said, Baba, people date for as long as you have done. So you just keep dating. I said, no, I think I'm getting married. He said, okay. So the point that I wish to make is that it's a beautiful line that I'm walking, and I can see as Rupali and I, Mowgli is there in our conversation, and we are, you know, we know he's part of our life, and he's some distance away. Yeah. And I communicate with him on a absolutely daily basis. And Rupali will also have conversations with him. And it's a thing that we are getting used to. All right. And for me, that's a very beautiful, unforced way. Because I personally think that if somebody can be loved, that's something which is valued. And at this point, after having met Rupali, I know that Mowgli has one more person loving him a lot.
Oh, wow.
All right. And that is a great feeling for me. And as we travel in life, as we discover more things, as we discover each one of us, I'm sure the love is going to blossom. But as far as I'm concerned, one thing is absolutely clear. Your choices will have to be supported by you.
Fair.
You cannot wait to have the universe or what you think is your universe to be in unison with you. You will have to stand up, because each of our professions, everything that we do in our lives, we are standing out.
Fair.
No two people live their lives in a similar way. So when you are actually accepting that यार दो जिंदगी एक तरह की नहीं होती, so then you don't try to beat yourself saying that अरे यार ऐसा नहीं है, क्योंकि किसी की भी जिंदगी में वैसा ही नहीं होता, एक अलग धारा में हम चलते हैं. So that's why Rupali and I, we are celebrating where we are.
And it's fair. So the other guests also said about their own, that own good willpower, the own want was very critical in that decision making. And I think what you're saying is completely true. If you want it, you should go get it, and that's going to be an important key part of it. All right, cool. And from a parent's perspective, anything you guys found, like, so for you it was okay from your side?
Uh, I love communication.
Okay.
So, I लोग कहते हैं ना कि मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, तो वो बहुत सालों पहले I had to let Mowgli know that इसको दर्द होता है यार, and I also appreciate कि तुमको दर्द होता है. So we have not. So when my earlier marriage broke down and Mowgli was a key part of it, it gave me a lot of pain and it gave him a lot of pain, I'm sure. And then how we managed to move ahead even through that was to be in communication, to know exactly what was happening, where it was happening, and for me to let him know that he's never alone. Okay,
Yeah.
Baba is there. All right.
That feeling is important.
And having said that, when after that got completed, when this happened, for me, this too was something in which I will communicate with him, saying that, beta, I've always wanted to give you a family, and I am giving you one. आप समझ पा रहे हैं?
I understand.
Just because something did not work out, okay? And now I am not doing this for him. This I'm doing because it is nurturing my spirit. And I know that this nurtured spirit is going to impact him.
After dating, when you guys got married, how was it? What it was like a earlier year kind of wedding? It was a little mature, or very different. What happened in that? All right, go ahead.
He had only one person. He himself came. And I think in Kolkata, two of his relatives.
Mausi.
Mausi.
एक मौसी और
मौसी
मेरे
और एक
मामा
मामा
जी,
जी।
मामी जी.
वो
मैं अकेला पहुंचा. मैंने कहा कि I did not invite a single friend of mine.
Okay.
I said, can you imagine? There are so many people who will get upset if I don't invite them. तो मैंने कहा सबको, क्योंकि all of them, मैं किसी को नहीं invite करूंगा. सब लोग नाराज थे, है ना? At one stroke, everyone was angry.
Yeah.
पर मैंने कहा कि no problem. So throughout the last 1.5 years, we have been personally visiting the homes of our friends
Oh wow.
all over the country. We have been going, we are meeting them. And that's what I told them all. I said, listen, I'm going to come and meet you with Rupali. But, I can't handle, because it was also emotionally, it was a difficult time for me. What I was going through. I might say that, okay, I went and I chose that. But I promise you, it wasn't easy. Okay?
I'm sure.
And so even when you go through the eye of the needle, it may look like an act of bravura later on. But at that point, it was testing. So I was really, really on the edge of things. And I was going through all sorts of thoughts that, am I doing this right for Mowgli? How will it impact Mogu? So those thoughts were going absolutely. Then I'm meeting her. How am I going to be with her? She's going to come into a completely different life, a life that she's never experienced before.
Yeah.
Okay, so all those thoughts were going. And so I said, Chal kadam rakh, Ashish.
Tell me, for you came from from Calcutta to Bombay into a actor's life, which is limelight. And I've been seeing you on the YouTube and all of that. How's that transformation been for you? What's been the good thing and the challenge side of it?
Good thing is that I like expressing myself. So I had my Instagram page where I used to because coming back from work at home, I used to just sing songs. I'm not a singer, and record it and put it on Insta just for my happiness. So I used to do all these things and I had a passion, always wanted to make a movie. I did not know anything about making movies, but that was there that someday I'll make a movie. एक dream रहता है ना वो, it was there. So when this YouTube channel came up, I got a chance to express myself. So to speak out my thoughts, and move. But we do it very naturally. As we go to different places, we just record it.
Yeah, I'll see that.
And so it's very natural, our way of life. So that was, and sometimes in between we sing or do some kiddish things. So that's it. It's very natural.
And what about the challenge side?
Challenge.
So he was actually, just before the interview began, he said that, how is she adjusting to an actor's life?
Yes. Challenge is not because of
How much of an actor's life do you get?
Actor's life, no challenge, because he doesn't lead that kind of
He's very
actor's
not-
life. So he's very, we don't go to any parties. Bollywood parties I've not seen. I've seen a very normal life. So he just goes for his shoot, finish the shoot, come back home. And then after that, no connection with the Bollywood world. So that way I get a very normal life. So it doesn't give me any challenge. Only the thing I have seen is that wherever he goes, people come for photos. Then I see, so whenever someone sees him, there's a smile on their face. Oh, look at him, because they know his face. And photo खींचते हैं, then किसी को photo मिलता है, किसी को नहीं मिलता है, क्योंकि we have to catch a flight or something, and then he cannot give photos to everyone. I feel very bad because I am a common person. Because if I see a star, I would like to take a photo. So I understand that emotion. Give the photo. Give the photo.
How sweet is that?
Yeah.
Sometimes he says, don't tell me in front of people, give the photo.
You have so many different passions, you follow too many things. So when you got married, how did your life change? You know, I know her life changed, but your life would have changed too.
Yeah, look, as I say that I'm a professional actor, I'm a professional in many other things, but I'm a person who loves the family. So I'm a person who's somebody जो घर से जाता है काम करने, उसको ऐसे ही होटल में रहना, पूरी जिंदगी मेरी वैसी कटी है, but it is always somebody who's with the family who goes to a hotel.
His conversation is always about his dreams. You know, I want to travel. You know, I like good people to be around me. I like simple people. And so every day you say that, I know.
So when you're a dreamer, you kind of you're retelling it to yourself. Because so I do very different things, okay? So to say as an actor, a mainstream film actor or an OTT actor, to somebody who does a voiceover somewhere, to a stand-up comedian, to a motivational speaker, to a travel vlogger. Now, these are all various, so to say, roles. But behind all of them is my love for people, life, and to be together with good people, meeting some people, having a great interaction. So I have crafted my life so to have all of this.
Which is great. And I know, like, your friend stays with us. And you're in
Yeah.
touch with your school friends. It's not
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
lots of people then lose it, or, and I've every time I had a conversation with you, you said, oh, I have a friend for this, I have a friend for that.
Yeah.
So you build yourself around great people. Now tell me, in general, women live longer than men. Women will live a lot more single life. And for women, it becomes, from a societal expectation perspective, a little difficult. What advice do you have, like, after, you got married at a later age? What kind of a thought or advice would you have for them?
It's person to person.
Agreed.
So there are people who've been who became single, and they don't want to get married again. They maybe have friends or anything, but not getting married. It's not their turn. But when I see them, because my thought is that I like this to get married and have a family and home of your own. For me, that is good. But some people don't like to, and I tell someone, why don't you help her getting someone and, settle down? She doesn't want to. So if someone is happy like that, it's okay. But it's great to have a companion of your own liking, of course, same wavelength and all. If you get someone like that, you're very lucky and you should go for it. But again, it's individual choice.
Completely agree. That conversation, like, if you stop by, he could have stopped by in a visit earlier, but that same tea wouldn't have tasted the same without you around, right?
And what works for you? A key part is go for what works for you. go about creating. I mean, somebody else may think that you should get married.
Yeah.
You need not.
That's
So don't do anything what others think you should do. See what works for you. And that's the key part of it. There is no one way of living anything.
And I'm loving this, and thank you for sharing and being so open and so loving on this. Now I want to go to the other side of your persona and on your lifestyle. And is this you keep reinventing, or reinventing may not be the right word, refinding a passion, right? You started as an actor, then did voiceover, then became a blogger, then did stand-up comedy, motivational speaker, food. You have so much love for so many different things. And where does that come from? What makes you get into it? Is it like it's just something you had in your mind? Like, I know you discussed with her on the dream side, but is that something you had in your mind, or is it something you just stumble upon? What happens on this?
So I have always been restless.
Okay.
And have been high on energy, wanting to do many things. And I've said it often, but so a Tata Steel ad that I saw years back inspired me.
Okay.
And that line was, "Hum ispat bhi banate hain." We also make steel. Guess who's saying that? Tata Steel is saying, we also make steel. So to my young mind at that point, I said, wow, that means there can be many options to you. Need not be just one. So I remember when I started my side gig of being a motivation speaker, that's when I first time added on LinkedIn, also an actor. Okay? Because, I then started seeing that, there are more aspects to me.
Oh, wow.
And from there on, this about, funnily, so I was first only theatre actor, then became a Hindi film actor. Then 99 onwards, I started working in 10 other languages. So now 11 languages. So I was pushing that limit as an actor. And then around 2006 or something, I started exploring myself as a speaker. So that's when I put also an actor. And then I started seeing myself, oh, I can do some other things. And that's also when, of just a few years back, 3-4 years back, blogging came into my life. And then, stand-up comedy just recently, 31st of March of this year,
Oh, wow.
2023. So I'm a newborn stand-up, a 59-year-old stand-up comedian.
And were you nervous when you did your first stand-up?
Oh, of course. I mean, the great thing about live action is that you're scared because that's the audience. It's the audience.
And they give you feedback very quickly,
Yeah,
right?
and you have that. And though they don't like it, they let you know. They like it, they let you know. And that's that. And guess what? Just in addition, about 20 days back, I dropped my first single.
Oh, wow.
It's called Sukoon Hai.
Well, okay.
We'll share
So
with you a link.
you wrote it and sang it yourself?
No. A dear friend, Prajakta Shukre,
Okay.
she composed it.
Okay.
Himani Kapoor wrote it.
Oh, lovely.
And Namyoho Studios have released it.
Oh,
and
wow.
it's doing pretty interesting. It's called Sukoon Hai.
Sukoon Hai.
Ah.
I think I've heard a little bit of it somewhere or the other. I'm kind of just
Suna hoga.
अच्छा
चल रहा है वो मुझे.
Lovely.
So
Very nice.
it is all an expression. जैसे by the time आप लोगों का ये release होगा, तब तक मेरा एक रैप भी रिलीज हो चुका होगा, क्योंकि अभी मैं I just recorded that 10 days back.
Yeah,
so somebody
he
who's
really
listening,
gets, he really gets inspired by whatever whoever does. He's very appreciative of that, and he gets inspired, and he does it in his own way.
50 Plus Zindagi, this whole YouTube channel. What was the idea behind it? Why did you guys come up with it? What's the purpose of that?
It's I think after we got married.
Yeah.
So here was the thing. So right after we got married, there was a lot of, in the social media, a lot of people were commenting, and sometimes very hard-hitting comments about our marriage. We used to get personal messages from people saying that, "Arey yaar, what you have done is something which gives us a lot of hope." But publicly, it was all a lot of apprehension, a lot of brickbats, a lot of things, and it really hit me hard. Rupali took it very well. She was like, "That's okay, let them say, but we'll do." it hit me hard. After 7 to 8 months, I kind of just worked on myself and I said, either I can take it that they are angry with us, or I can think that they are angry at an age. And a thing that hit me was that people are actually saying, they're actually spitting on a moon called 50. कि तू जब 50 का हो जाएगा ना, you cannot be living life fully. So they are spitting at moon, क्योंकि हम में से सब लोग 50 के होने वाले हैं.
Correct.
हम लोग सब की उम्र बढ़ने वाली है. And you are saying that when I reach that age ना, तब तो मैं भी अपनी लाइफ को ऑफ करने वाला हूँ. तू क्यों अपनी लाइफ खुल के जी रहा है? And that is when we decided that we will start this channel called 50 plus Zindagi. Matlab, add Zindagi to whatever your age is.
And that's what we have named our own show here, Adding Zindagi to Years.
Wonderful.
Yes.
because that's the part. Because aap jab, when you are clear that your life has a meaning, तो आप जो भी करेंगे आप उसकी इज्जत करेंगे.
I was just thinking about it, and I'm thinking about, like, our projects, and when seniors come and they try different things and they create a different, and in one of the things that I've seen in my community is that because they're of similar ages, there is no this ageism question mark, and it allows them to live a little more freely, the way they dress up or the way they want it. And I wish more and more people get that kind of lifestyle. And I understood, the way you're promoting that. I think it's a very critical promote, because I think India is aging. Women are going to live longer. We are going to have different challenges. And to give people that there is a different way of life, you can live for yourself. And the more happy you are, the happiness you can spread is much higher. And I was like,
I just thought of one thing. Yeah, you're saying something that I have just thought
yes,
of
please,
something.
please.
No, that is what is very right. If you're happy, you can spread more happiness.
Now, last part of the question. You've found so many passions and you've found so many ways. What kind of an advice would you give to people who want to try new things, and don't, sometimes it's an enablement issue, sometimes it's just the, not enough hope. There are different challenges each person face when when they're reinventing themselves or rethinking of doing something. What's your thought on that? And, how do we encourage that to the...
So first of all, get that thing that inspires you.
Okay.
And a whole lot of us have kept a whole lot of that bottled up. अभी यार जिंदगी अब ठीक है ना, अब छूट गया है, छोड़ो अब तो कुछ, अब ये जो आपने ये किया है ना, मौका है इसको करने का. अब लाइफ में कोई भी चीज आसान नहीं होती. ओके, पर मुश्किल भी नहीं है, नामुमकिन नहीं है. So now to pick up those things that you have left out, but you really wanted to. So I always say that I spent my day finding ways to do things that I wish to do. So it's not that it's available to me. No.
Yeah, it's...
I have to now design ways to make it viable for me to do it. And that is what I invite people to. Don't give up on your dreams. जो कहते हैं यार बड़ी इच्छा तो थी, अब देखना, reach out to some people. There'll be some people who will be saying that, अच्छा सुनो, I met this group of people who are doing this. मैं अजय देख मेरा एक दोस्त ने बोला था, तू उससे बात करना. There is someone somewhere who can add to you. So don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your passions. It could be a very small thing. थोड़ा टाइम करो, लेकिन करो. समझ आप?
And you have certain humility for it, because to learn new things, you have to, you're open to ask everybody saying that, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
तो उसके
That's a great strength to have, right?
दो शब्द बड़े इंटरेस्टिंग है. उसको हम लोग उसको कहते हैं audacity and humility. Now obviously they don't go together, right?
Correct.
But funnily they go. So if you have the humility to learn, humility to fail, then you'll have the audacity to play the biggest of the games.
Oh, lovely.
So I'm very clear that अपन को तो सीखना है. पता है क्यों? क्योंकि मुझे audacious game खेलना है. तो ऐसा नहीं है, नहीं सर, ऐसा वाला humility नहीं है. इधर आप बताओ कैसे करना है यार? Okay. Can I come and just observe you doing something? So I am asking you, क्या मैं सीख सकता हूँ? किस लिए? पता है मैं ना ये करना चाहता हूँ. So ये आपको अगर आप सीखना ना चाहो तो बहुत ही स्टुपिडिटी है. देखिए दुनिया में कंटिन्यूअसली हम लोगों के अंदर इनोवेशन चल रहा है, दिमाग सोच रहे हैं, चीजें बना रहे हैं. People are creating new projects, new things in life, scientific projects, political projects, social projects. Imagine if you can keep yourself in sync with that, you remain valuable for life.
And I completely agree.
Yeah.
I just felt like you, just to let you know, his eyes lit up. He was talking about his dream again, and his passion was coming out. Right? So
He's
nice to
very passionate person.
very he is. You can see that, and it's so nice. So before we come close to the end of the episode, I just want to ask, with this marriage, what have you appreciated? What's the one thing which has changed for very, very positive for you?
As you saw me today, I was eating and I was eating only, this and that. So I'm restricted in many ways. So यहाँ पे नहीं जाएंगे, थोड़ा सा ये है, मक्खी है, ये है. Finicky हूँ मैं थोड़े से. So that restricts me from doing many things. So he says, liberate yourself. Get out of all these things. And so many ways he has, helped me explore the world better, to have a better taste of the world, because I kept myself restricted, constricted because of those things. So now I eat more. Today I ate less, but it's okay. But
we messed up too.
yeah, no, you did not. You did not. Lunches are light. So I eat more. I'm exploring more with my life. Like school. What did we do that? We went for hiking over. Yeah. So many days adventurous things I never used to do. So he would force me. That time I would get please don't force me into this and that. But after doing it, you feel good. So this is how he's helped me, get out of all these things, restrictions, and explore life and enjoy life more.
Awesome. That's a great sense of achievement. Lovely answer for you.
For me, Rupali has brought. So I used to take medicines when I would.
Okay.
अभी नहीं ले रहा आजकल. अभी लेना शुरू किया ऐसा वाला.
Okay.
So that changed. I now am taking my meds, which I'm supposed to take always.
Okay.
Whatever those, twice a day, that med is taken. I started, I was very irregular in my sleep because I used to wake up at 4:45. So I end up sleeping about 3 to 4 hours every day.
Oh boy.
But now I've just made sure that I sleep 7 hours minimum.
Oh wow.
So that's something, a discipline that I've brought up. I've changed my flying schedules. Earlier, I used to take the 6 a.m. outs. But now, if I have to work somewhere, I go a night before, then shoot the next day and come. So I've tried to make sure that a whole lot of things which she does in a disciplined way. One is incorporating it. And a few of those jokes find mention in my stand-up comedy also. But I really have enjoyed, because I personally feel that if we can make changes in ourselves which add to our life, they must be done. For example, what Rupali has spoken about, she can do more things. I know for a fact that she is a spirit who really loves to do many things.
A great marriage is when you make each other better, see things differently from a viewpoint, and I see that happening with the two of you. So that's great. And now, just as a last word from you, from your life, you've seen our projects, you've met some of our seniors. What's that one thing which kind of, if you were to leave one advice on this show, what would that be? Let's start with you, Rupali, first.
I would say that life is not restricted to enjoying at one particular age, that now you've reached 50, 40, so these things I cannot do. Our society puts restrictions. Some people want to do it, they don't do it because it looks bad. Don't put restrictions on yourself. Whatever you want to do without harming anyone, please express. One life, do whatever you want, happily कीजिए उसको. मन में कुछ ऐसा नहीं रहना चाहिए कि मैंने ये नहीं किया. किसी भी एज में कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, as long as your body permits you. Do it, enjoy life to the full. This is what I have seen. And you can live again. It's not that something has happened. Yeah, you take time to recover, but then you live again and do whatever you want to do. Do not restrict yourself.
Awesome. And to you, sir.
So since morning, I've been observing what you people have been achieving in Ashiana. And one thing which I loved as I interacted with the people that we just walked past as they were having their lunch or walking around, I could experience a sense of security that they feel. All right. I'm very clear that every place will have shortcomings. There's no place in the world which will not have shortcomings. But I do see you people moving with the heart in the right place, and when people can live with dignity at an age rather than feeling ab hamara kya, ab to hamara kya, I think that's a great gesture. And Rupali and I are also at a point in our life.
At a point, yeah.
Yeah. So we are at a point of life. We are also looking at, okay, where will we be in a few years? So this
I'm sure somewhere new for sure.
so this experience is of really, you are giving people security, you're giving people hope, you're nurturing their goodness.
It's been such a pleasure. I can't tell you. It's been a learning idea. It's been path-breaking in many ways, having conversations. One, I knew your story, but having a conversation like this in this candid format was excellent. And thank you so much. I'm really, really appreciative of it.
Wonderful chatting with you.
Thank you so much.
We enjoyed.
Yes.
I enjoyed a lot.
All that should be out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming here. It's been such an exciting interaction with the power couple. I have learned a lot. It's been lots of fun. I think what they have said very clearly is each person for their own. But if you're in love with someone and want to spend time together, there is no age where you can't get married. Take the leap, take the faith, and get married again. That's the kind of love they have passed. I also enjoyed the learning that there is no age to figure out new things to do. If you are humble enough, audacious enough, you can learn a lot. I'm very excited about this whole episode and have learned myself a lot. I hope I'm going to be humble, I'm going to be audacious. Thank you so much. See you next time. Take care.